a 7.6239 rifle that fires 7.6239, Eastern Bloc rounds is now a WMD, a weapon of mass destruction. And of course, now the judges ordered them to release. It was all staged, but exactly.
And that that all happened with the Patriot Act. It basically any activity that could harm Americans or harm people is now considered.
Yeah, that's Section 802. Any action that endangers human life is a violation of any federal or state law.
There you go. And so they're using that power to just keep encroaching and keep creeping up. And when I saw the Polish guys in full combat gear, that's when I started to get pretty shaken, especially when they were holding, they were right on top of the Boy Scouts.
Well, they were participating. I mean, the thing that struck me was when we went to the nighttime drill for Chicago, their PR person, that was run more like, like a show. Yeah. They had the press cordoned off to an area. You were only allowed to see certain things. We were there for 3.5 hours. We have no idea what they were doing around there because they had us staring at a hole. They had all the press staring at a hole with, their mimicked question-answer session. And they said point blank, there would not be any participation between the Polish troops or any of the foreign troops and what was going on.
So they lied.
As observers only.
So they lied. Of course they did. How long is the first clip?
It should be about 4 minutes.
Okay, let's go ahead and get to that. Here is that clip, a video. It'll be up at prisonplanet.tv. We're also streaming it live at prisonplanet.tv, and we'll narrate it.
That's on the left is the Polish commander, and then on the right is the American. And the Green Beret guys are going to be the Polish troops. And that was probably the largest group of them. And those are Douglas's shots from the abandoned houses that they were using. This is a whole
neighborhood, basically, that O'Hare has been acquiring for the past 15 years.
Right. And so they had this basically free reign to conduct their exercise here. And, the Polish guys ended up donning hazmat suits at one point. They're wearing the orange hazmat suits when we get to that. But here's the whole convoy coming in to start the terror exercises for that day. And
good job, guys. This is really powerful footage. There's the foreign troops.
Yeah, and actually, these two guys walking towards us, those are the two Latvian troops.
So there's Latvian and Polish.
Right. These are the only two Latvian guys, and then you'll notice there'll be some guys in a full black uniform. They're actually a fire department in Poland, and then I'll point out the Polish FBI. I guess that's the best name for them.
They kept calling them FBI. I don't know if that just sounded nicer.
Yeah,
it seemed more secret.
Bureau of Counter-Terrorist Operations, BOA. Is.
Oh yeah, let's show again that. Well, have we shown those documents yet?
He showed he pointed that out with the Polish troops, and we got this from Toyota Park, and there's just the different troops that were there.
There are the kids.
I got quick shots of all the. I didn't want to really put the kids' faces on. There's the.
Yeah, even though they let us in, we don't show the kids' faces, and that's good. But of course, some of these are teenagers.
There's the terrorists going in right there, and they're going into, and then here come the troops. This is the Illinois National Guard coming in to cut through the doorway.
Illinois National Guard with state police and foreign troops fighting the terrorists.
And the terrorists are two guys, with guns. They didn't, of course, then they had their biological agent, which I guess. They never really mentioned what that was.
You guys got everything. You've got him cutting through the door.
Yeah.
From the inside and the outside. Great job.
Unfortunately, right now, we're missing the flash bomb that the Polish troops used to blow out the front of the building.
Right.
And go in through there.
Yeah, because
they told us about the National
They put us in here in the back.
But we didn't learn about the Polish troops until seconds before it happened.
Right.
That's how the information was being discussed.
Okay, and you were having some computer problems right beforehand. Or can we play it tomorrow, or are we going to have time to play that flashbang video?
We didn't get it. They didn't tell us until moments before.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you said you hadn't dumped that video yet.
Coordinated it at the same time. There was the sawing of the door, which we were told about days ahead of time.
Right.
But then 2 seconds before it happened, the flash bomb goes off.
We're going to have Polish guys come from the front.
And here are the kids being trained how to go into learned helplessness, submission, fetal positions. And then, of course, they separately get these Explorer Scout 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and have them with mock guns take on disgruntled veterans. And that's in the New York Times.
Well, and I guess one of the commanders here is a scoutmaster. And the side of the patch there, it'll say BOA. And that's their telltale Bureau of Anti-Terrorism.
Well, I've noticed with this, I was watching old duck and cover videos and also government-produced COG, continuity of government videos, one shot in Portland, Oregon, and it's all about martial law during a nuclear attack. And there they teach everybody learned helplessness and how you're going to be nuked, and you get under the table. And it's the same thing with the kids now in schools. You get down on your knees, and really it's about submitting to the authority. When a crisis happens, you get in a fetal position and wait to be shot in the back of the head, or wait to be loaded on a truck. So all the kids in America are taught, go with the men with guns, go to the FEMA camp, get on your knees. You know, they're gonna take good care of you.
Polish flag on his shoulder right there, or his arm. And these guys, you know,
of course, they use these NATO boys to go into South Ossetia.
Yeah.
So Poland now fully in bed with the New World Order.
And another interesting fact we learned, that now that they have each National Guard of each state work with different Warsaw Pact countries, they're also going to be working with African countries now. That's the next step.
That's AFRICOM.
Yeah, AFRICOM. So this is the Nalco chemical plant, where I just put a little bit here down, but you can see the Polish troops working with them, setting up the decom tents, and then they ran an exercise. They were supposed to run it at 4 a.m., and this is
the military having mock drills. This is all about believing in the imaginary terror monster. This is just all part of mass mind control.
That's the whole thing. They couldn't have one that was just, you know, a natural disaster or something that was, you know, just regular. It always had to have a terror plot at the end. They always found another piece of the puzzle that brought them closer to the terror plot.
Total mind control. Gentlemen, stay there. Final segment with your final thoughts. We'll be right back. We only got about 5 minutes left. The military now admits they're going to carry out operations in the United States, Brigade Homeland. They're going to help with crashed cars, air flights, fight drunk driving, the FBI, CIA, Pentagon funding fusion centers locally. I mean, the feds are taking everything over. They're training the kids to spy on their parents. This is the opposite of what our country is. But now the new patriotism is salute the troops and the foreign troops. But you had a point you wanted to make.
Well, when we first got there, the thing that, you know, was such a stark difference to G20, where we were vermin and, you know, spit on, tear gas thrown at us, was how they just rolled out the carpet for us. I mean, we were like VIPs, just nobodies from an affiliate in Rock.
Well, that's because they're selling the fear. They want you to see this.
Actually, what I found out later was that in Alaska, apparently it didn't go so well. They didn't have as much contact with the press, so people ran with it. They said that they were locking them up for internment camps. And the guy that was talking to me about this, you know, was very concerned that
this is the military.
Right, that the press might have a negative image of what's going on. So that's why we were let in. That's why they rolled out the red carpet, because they wanted, you know, to seem transparent. It's this new transparency.
So you're allowed to see the kids being put in fetal positions with the foreign troops. We have nothing to hide.
It's the new America.
It's all out there right in front for us to see.
So you were talking to one of the members of the military and they were telling you this?
Yes.
Yeah, this was at the night drill. They were in plain clothes.
We don't get it. Suddenly the American people don't trust us anymore.
We got to try Operation Counter Pro or Counter Intel Pro. I don't know. I mean, they were very, I was kind of amazed at how much they were just like, you know, you want us to take you around on the golf cart and we'll show you all the vehicles. But
that's the whole thing, you know, they have, it's like the face of the New World Order is your brother, your sister, your mother, your father. You know, they don't know what they're a part of. They're doing their job. They think they're trying to save us because all of these drills are natural disasters. You know, they're coming in to save us.
And then they mix that in with all these fake drills to create, like, one for a hurricane, one for a tornado, one for a flood. Next, one for Al-Qaeda attacking.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, it's just blurring the lines of what their responsibilities are and then what happens when, you know, it hits the fan. They suddenly come in and they want to take over every aspect.
And then the culmination of all of these drills, you know, we heard about all these aspects. We came in, they were very transparent about what was going on. You know, this is happening at this time. But it's funny, the thing that they didn't mention that's in none of the literature is that the culmination of the exercise at the Nalco chemical plant was a civil disturbance.
Yeah.
This is key. Yeah.
At Toyota Park, they didn't, we got word of it. The night before it was happening, they said, yeah, we're going to have a civil disturbance at Toyota Park, which is where their staging ground was. And we're like, oh, that's not in any of your literature. And he goes, oh, we just decided to do this one off the cuff.
And we worked right up to the last minute. We were at the Nalco chemical plant, And basically, we went straight from there to the airplane.
Yeah,
so we were capturing everything that we could, and we heard just at the last minute, oh yeah, and then the culmination of these exercises is a civil disturbance.
Yeah. Did you get that?
We didn't. That was probably about 2 hours after we took off on our flight.
Oh, so they were scheduled up to a point. You shot to when they said they were scheduled. And they said, oh, there's something at the end, which is the civil disturbance, knowing media would have pre-programmed when they could be there. Right. Oh, and we missed the civil disturbance, them taking on the American people.
It was a Thursday night thing that was going to happen.
But we got the foreign troops. Great job, guys. Retransmission starts now.